You're listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 15 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You're listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 14 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 13 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 12 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 11 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 10 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 9 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 8 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 7 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. Listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 6 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 5 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 4 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 3 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 2 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Broadcast begins in less than 2 minutes. This is the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program. A Livonia Churchill Chargers tradition continues. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football. You are listening to the official broadcast of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. The broadcast begins now. Their colors are maize and blue. They often look like the collegiate team that plays in Ann Arbor, the University of Michigan. They are home to the 1945 state-winning champion football team who recorded a single season 7 shutouts en route to their title. It is Wayne Memorial in Wayne, Michigan. That is our site for Week 2 of the MHSAA regular season between the 1-0 Livonia Churchill Chargers and the 0-1 Wayne Memorial Zebras. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wayne. My name is Eric Kassar, your play-by-play broadcaster and producer for tonight's game. We have a jam-packed pregame show delivered to you as we get set for our first divisional KLAA game. We will have a special guest joining us next segment for a one-on-one interview. We will break down some of the big games around the KLAA as we get set for this one. We will break down last week's victory over New Boston and how that game transpired. And we will capture the national anthem and put a bow on this pregame show as 7 o'clock is less than 40 minutes from now. We will take a quick break as I see our special guest making his way up to the press box for a one-on-one interview. You're not going to want to miss this. This is your home for Livonia Churchill Chargers football.
If your walls could talk, what would they say?
I have held the same mirror for 13 years.
I have been decorated with purple dinosaurs, baseball teams, and football helmets.
I have witnessed 33 Thanksgiving dinners and 1 wedding proposal.
I have tiny notches marking the growth of 3 children.
I have caused a learning disability.
I am the reason that a 5th grader simply can't sit still.
I am responsible for a 5-year-old's rage.
Just because you can't see lead paint doesn't mean it's not on walls, doors, windows, and sills. Today, lead paint poisoning affects over 1 million children. If your home was built before 1978, your family could be at risk. Let's make all kids lead-free kids. Log on to leadfreekids.org or call 800-424-LEAD.
I am the reason a child has trouble hearing.
If your walls could talk, what would they say?
Brought to you by the Coalition to End Childhood Lead Poisoning, EPA, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Do you overcook your pasta? Do you mix your lights with your darks and tell long, complicated jokes that have no punchline? Do you have trouble wrapping gifts, sound like a hyena when singing Happy Birthday, and have no idea how the metric system works? Well, if you answered yes to any of the above questions, you may have what it takes to adopt a teen from foster care, because teens don't need perfection, they need you. So if you can't tie a Windsor knot, forget to defrost the chicken, can't tell a latte from a cappuccino, confuse North and South Dakota, overuse commas, throw a frisbee like it's a flounder, and still believe kids really do love lima beans, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, it's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. For more information on how you can adopt, call 1-888-200-4005 or go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Michigan, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome on back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network, and we are joined by a special guest to my left, head coach of your Livonia Churchill Chargers, Alan Feigl. This pregame interview is brought to you by Team Rehabilitation. Coach, thanks for your time as we get ready for kickoff against Wayne in less than an hour. I wanted to pick your brain on the game that was last Thursday against New Boston that featured multiple lead changes, a lot of explosive plays. Ultimately, Churchill got the go-ahead, and they made more plays at the end than New Boston did. But take us through the first half, because when the game was 14-0 early for New Boston, I think everyone was kind of taken aback by the way the game started. But then in the second quarter, Churchill would score 3 of the next 4 touchdowns, and you found yourself tied at 21 at halftime. What was your message to the team at halftime during that whole emotional roller coaster?
Stay the course. I mean, we talk about all the time in our program of, not too high, not too low. And we don't want to ride the roller coaster of emotions. I think that's losing football. But look, New Boston's they're better than last year when we played them, and we noticed that on scrimmage. On scrimmage film, we had they played hard and they ran into the football, and that's a team that's going to win a lot of games in their conference. But again, the message was stay the course, don't flinch. Games aren't won in a quarter. We've got to play an entire game. So, and our kids did a good job of listening to that message.
Yeah, they certainly did. And even New Boston had to pull a rabbit out of the hat, scoring their final touchdown of the game, where they had a halfback throwing the football behind the line of scrimmage with everyone blocking except for one lone receiver who leaped behind the defense. And Churchill was able to still overcome that. What was the message to the team after the game went final? Just a roller coaster of a game.
Well, the ultimate goal is to win, and that's what we did. And we'll take them any way we can get them. I do know this, though. We're not going to be able to spot too many more teams a 14-point lead and still expect to win. That's just not with the teams we play. That's just not the world we want to operate and live in. So happy for the win. A lot went on. And week ones are usually pretty unpredictable. Coaches will tell you that. But a lot went on, and our kids kind of just stayed the course. We came out on top.
And I wanted to focus a little bit on your quarterback, Ali Talib. He had his first varsity start, and he got a big win at home. How would you describe his up and down performance? I know it's a night he'll never forget because he won as a starting varsity quarterback, but how would you describe from a coach his performance last Thursday?
Yeah, I did a pretty good job. To be honest with you, there was some after the whistle stuff, and there were some cheap shots taken on him, and I want to make that clear. He didn't retaliate, from play number 4, there was some cramping going on and those kind of things, and he had to get checked out of the game a couple times, but he came back, battled through it, did the best he could do, but he performed through 4 touchdown passes. For the most part, took care of the ball. There's some things we got to work on there in that department, but he's been our quarterback since day one. Day one of off-season workouts in December, we knew he was our guy. He has all the intangibles that you look for in quarterbacks, so I know he'll work. And any deficiencies he has, he'll attack. I'm not worried about Ali.
Yeah, and when the season's really only a couple of months, it goes by in a flash, as we all know. But, let's talk about his preparation and progress in game week practice. This is only the second week of practice as a starting quarterback during mid-season. How do you feel he has attacked this week of practice to only get better?
Yeah, we went back to the basics. A lot of just foundational, fundamental things. That was kind of been the focus this week in practice, leading up to tonight. But and he was a part of that, just doing basic stuff, and he works hard at what he does. So again, I'm not too worried about it. He's going to attack the things that he needs to attack, and we move forward.
If you just joined us, we are speaking with Alan Feigl, head coach of the Churchill Chargers. Before we look ahead to tonight's game against Wayne, were there any players who came through for Churchill in particular that you wanted to shout out?
Yeah, we had a bunch of good performances. Offensively, Isaac Groff led the way, and he's a right guard. It's not always you can acknowledge an offensive lineman, but he was one of the most consistent players we had. last Friday. Braylon Hall had a good game. Nate Brogdon had a good game. Obviously, Ali had a good game, statistically speaking. But in the consistency department, which I'm real big on, because consistency is the ultimate measure of performance, in my opinion, is being consistent. But Isaac was by far the most consistent. Defensively, Delvon Weidman had an outstanding game. Special teams wise, again, both of our kickers, we're blessed, and we haven't always been, but we're blessed with two big legs, two touchback capable kickers. And Nathan Sweetland led the way with a couple touchbacks. He's got a very strong leg. And then Dominic, kind of our PAT field goal guy, is more of the touch kicker, and he's super consistent. So he did a good job of getting us, those extra points that are super important. Big hit was for really, honestly, a culmination of 2 or 3 plays. Would have been Nate Brogdon last Friday. Just tremendous blocking in the perimeter. He takes a lot of pride in that. And he was also our practice player of the week. So it's good to see starters leading the way during practice.
All right, so let's look ahead for tonight's game against Wayne Memorial. Are there any goals, either from a team perspective or a personal player, that you'd like to mention that you're hoping to achieve in tonight's game?
We got to get off to a good start. We again, like I said earlier, we can't give teams a 14-point lead. That's just not who we are. That's not how we're built. I mean, our kids are pretty resilient. I'll give them that, but that's not winning football. So we got to play winning football, and we can't wait till middle of the second quarter to flip a switch. So I look for us, as soon as the ball is kicked either way, for us to start on time tonight.
And when preparing for this week for Wayne, was there a particular player on Wayne that stood out to you that you had to game plan around, or a particular unit that you felt was important to emphasize during this week of practice?
Yeah, I think discipline on defense. It looks like they're attempting to. We don't have a lot of film, but it looks like they're trying to do some triple option stuff. So we're gonna have to have discipline, and we feel like we're the better team, and we just need to show it.
And last thing for me, Coach, before we let you go, who is going to represent the captains for this week's game?
Well, we have 4 full-time captains: Michael Malik, Emmanuel Williams, Devin Lamar, and Colin Fisher. And what we do is every week 2 of those 4 captains step down, and we nominate from within the program 2 new captains for the week. So stepping down this week will be Colin and Devin, and stepping up will be Ronnie Bice and Dre Ellis. So our 4 captains this week: Michael Malik, Emmanuel Williams, Ronnie Bice, and Dre Ellis.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you, Eric.
That was Livonia Churchill varsity head coach Alan Feigl, who was kind enough to spend a few minutes with us as the Chargers take on the Wayne Memorial Zebras in about a half an hour. We will take a quick break. Coming up next, we will break down some of the divisional games around the KLAA as everybody, including Churchill, starts to play their divisional opponents. We'll let you know what those games look like coming up after this. This is your home, Livonia Churchill Chargers football.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey,
what?
Honey, he'll be fine, okay? Let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911? 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Welcome on back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network. Thanks again to Coach Alan Feigl for his time as the Chargers make final preparations to take on the Wayne Memorial Zebras. We wanted to take this moment to break down the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by the Hemlock Insurance Group. And this is finally the first week that every team in the division plays someone inside their division. So just like Churchill taking on Wayne tonight, we have out-of-town scores that are all playing familiar opponents, including but not limited to John Glenn on the road taking on the 0-1 Dearborn Pioneers. So one of those two teams is guaranteed to be 1-1 by the time tonight has come to an end. Out in Franklin, they are home versus the Dearborn Fordson Tractors. So just like John Glenn and the Pioneers, both teams are 0-1. One of them is guaranteed to be 1-1 by the time that game will go final. The last in-divisional game that Churchill plays in features the Belleville Tigers playing on the road to the Stevenson Spartans. Both teams are 1-0. Obviously, one team's going to be 1-1. One team will be 2-0 by the time that game goes final. And we've got one outside the division game we will be keeping an eye on just for your entertainment. We've got the Northville Mustangs, who are 0-1, going on the road to take on the Plymouth Wildcats, who are also 0-1. So we've got a lot of really good games that have very similar records, all going up against each other. Unlike the one that we're about to watch, Churchill's 1-0, Wayne is 0-1. We will take a quick break, and we will break down the game that was last week against New Boston. We've got highlights. You're not going to want to miss this. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football. Welcome on back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network, and we are about to get underway between Churchill and Wayne in about 25 minutes. Let's take a moment and look back at the week that was when Churchill took on New Boston to kick off the MHSAA season. New Boston came out firing in the first quarter, and they were up to a 14-0 lead. I don't think a lot of people expected it, but they did. They came out firing. They were firing on all cylinders. Churchill had their backs against the wall. At least it felt like it. But Ali Talib took a screen pass to Braylon Hall and got their first points of the season.
He has some field and running room. He's going to go. No one's going to touch him. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Chargers! A screen play to Braylon Hall and blockers out front. There was no one in the third level. And Churchill scores their opening points of the season. 14-7, New Boston with 4:41 left to go in the first half.
Following the first touchdown of the season, Churchill would kick it off deep to New Boston, where a critical mistake was made and would give Churchill a chance at possibly tying this game.
Hand is raised, the run, the kick, a deep kick, and it looks like it's... Oh, he tried to field it and dropped it. Number 80 picked it up, and he's running up the middle. Breaks the tackle. He lost the football. That's a live ball. Who fell on it? We don't know who has it, but Churchill's screaming it's theirs. And it's Churchill football at the New Boston 16-yard line. A huge mistake by number 80 of New Boston. Hunter Myhall tried to field the ball. He did pick it up. He ran forward, but ultimately lost it. And that sets up Churchill after a huge mistake to try to tie this game at the New Boston 18-yard line. Wow, how things change.
A few plays later, Ali Talib would move his feet in the pocket and made a huge play for the Chargers to get back in the game.
Talib in the gun, two receivers left, one receiver right, gets the snap, has plenty of time, looks, throws into the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, Chargers! A strike over the middle, and it was caught and completed for a touchdown. He had time to make a huge throw, and he made it. Caught by number 13 of the Chargers, Lucas Beckham. And we are 1 point away from a tied game here at Livonia Churchill.
Following the significant touchdown, Churchill lined up for an odd 2-point formation, and New Boston was not prepared for it. After not calling a timeout, it went on to hurt the Chiefs.
Churchill lines up in a funky 2-point play with one lineman as the center, and they're spread out left and right completely. Feigl gave it the okay, takes the snap to Leap, throws it to a screen play to the receiver. It's caught for a touchdown, or 2-point conversion. Some trickery in the first half, and Churchill leads 15-14 over New Boston. 74 on the reception. Alex Kelsey lifts the Chargers over New Boston, and this crowd cannot believe what they just saw. 2 touchdowns in a matter of about 3 minutes of game time, and your Chargers lead 15-14 with 4:28 left to go in the first half.
Boston would regain the lead and go up 21-15. Churchill would score very late in the first half, and Talib would find his big receiver, Nate Brogland, in the end zone to tie the game at 21.
In the gun, compressed formation with 2 receivers each on the line of scrimmage. Talib slips, breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, throws. He's got an open receiver in the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, Churchill! Caught by number 1, Nate Brogland. He made it happen with his feet. Ali Talib in the pocket, made a man miss. A huge play by the young quarterback, and we're tied at 21 with 23 seconds left to go in the first half.
Following halftime, New Boston took the opening third quarter possession, and they too had a trick up their sleeve to try to retake momentum in the game.
Boston lines up in the gun, running back to his right. They come out in a bunch quads to the right side. It's a flip pitch and a running back pass. Wide open's number 80. He got behind the defense. He stumbles, and he looks like he's going to run down the sideline. The 20, the 10, the 5, a missed tackle, a touchdown, New Boston. They pulled trickery out of the bag on that one. You figure something like that was in the works. That's exactly what happened. It was a halfback toss pass. Number 7 for New Boston, Austin Odell, who has ran one in, has thrown one. Number 80 for New Boston, caught it, Hunter Myhal. And it's New Boston 27, Churchill 21 with 10:54 left to go in the third quarter.
After a few lead changes and possessions, or after a few possessions rather, by both teams, Churchill wasn't finished scoring, and Talib would find his 4th different receiver to catch a touchdown. This time, it was Emmanuel Williams.
Lines up on a huge 3rd down and 12. Takes the snap. Looks, throws, completed. Slips a tackle. Breaks another one. Down to the New Boston 5. He's still running. He was never out of bounds. Touchdown, Chargers! He broke 4 tackles. New Boston didn't want any part of it. And Churchill's 1 point away from a 4th quarter or 3rd quarter tie.
Both teams tried desperately to take the lead in the 4th quarter. It was going to come down to the last critical plays down the stretch. In particular, Dre Ellis was one to mention, who had one heck of a game, sealed it off with a long touchdown run in the final minutes of last Thursday's game.
4th down and 2 for this offense. Talib sends a man in motion, takes the snap. It's a handoff up the middle. He's got the 1st down. He's got more. There's wiggle room in front of him. There's no one there. The 10, the 5, touchdown Chargers! Dre Ellis right up the middle. No one was there, and the Chargers take a late 4th quarter lead, 34-28, with 5:51 left to go in the game. Just what the doctor ordered. A huge late 4th quarter score, and Churchill regains the lead.
After taking the late 4th quarter lead, Churchill was able to regain possession of the football, and it would be the last drive that ultimately outlasted New Boston's timeouts and their will to get Churchill off the field for one last attempt at a tie.
Churchill comes back, down 14-0 early. Didn't give up, kept playing, kept fighting. It took 4 quarters to overhaul and take over New Boston, but that's exactly what they did. And for Ali Talib, his first game as a varsity quarterback is a victory and one to remember, as Churchill defends home field. 35-28 is your final score. Churchill advances 1-0 on the season.
Last week's game was full of excitement and drama, and it was one heck of a way to kick off the Churchill Chargers radio network. We cannot wait for tonight's game against Wayne. This week Look Back is brought to you by Bill Brown Ford. We'll take a quick break. Coming up next, the band is getting ready. The players are just about ready to take the field as well. We will try to capture the band as they lead us right up to kickoff. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
So, how are the kids?
Well, Emily made the honor roll.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, we're really proud of her. Tyler, on the other hand, though.
What's going on?
He's been moody lately, just feeling down and not like himself.
Oh, we've been there. Nick was struggling last spring. He was so anxious and stressed.
Really? What helped?
Well, he joined the soccer team, and ever since, he's been a lot happier. He has more energy, he's less stressed, and he's definitely in a better mood at home. It's made a huge difference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting out of the house, he's getting some exercise, and he's off his phone for once. It's been good for his mental health.
Sounds like it's been good for your mental health, too.
Participating in Michigan high school sports improves students' physical and mental health. Encourage your son or daughter to get involved. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
School is back in session. That means football and homecoming. But did you know there could be underage drinking at that victory party? 50% of teen partygoers report attending parties where alcohol is available. And during homecoming weekends, 47% of fatal car crashes of teenagers involve alcohol. Despite this, 80% of parents don't believe alcohol is available at those parties. So parents, learn the facts. We all lose when kids booze.
A public service message from the Michigan Liquor Control Commission.
Hey Detroit, I'm Herman Moore, a former professional football player. There's a lot to consider when it comes to your child's health, but I know vaccinating our children with all doses at the scheduled times is important to help protect them from serious illnesses. A number of immunizations are recommended by the CDC before age 2.
Visit vaccinateourchildren.com to find information about CDC recommended vaccinations. A message from the Henry Ford Health System in partnership with Pfizer.
Hey Detroit, I'm Herman Moore, a former professional football player. There's a lot to consider when it comes to your child's health, but I know vaccinating our children with all doses at the scheduled times is important to help protect them from serious illnesses. A number of immunizations are recommended by the CDC before age 2.
Visit vaccinateourchildren.com to find information about CDC recommended vaccinations. A message from the Henry Ford Health System in partnership with Pfizer.
Welcome on back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network. The time is 6:46. We are about 14 minutes away from kickoff. We want to take a moment to look at the weather as we're getting ready for Week 2 of the MHSAA regular season between the Livonia Churchill Chargers and the Wayne Memorial Zebras. It's currently 67 degrees. Beautiful forecast out here. A light breeze coming out from looks like the west, or the north rather. And we have got sunny skies as the sun will slowly start to fade out of the picture. And we will turn the lights on and get ready for Under the Light football. We also wanted to talk about the historical matchup and the record between Churchill and Wayne Memorial. Churchill actually has the best win percentage against any team, which is Wayne Memorial, and they have a 18-3 record out of 21 games played between these two schools. So 18-3, got a beautiful weather day coming up here. We've got kickoff coming up in just a few minutes. We got the band ready. Looks like they're just kind of waiting for orders here. Both teams have left the field, went to their respective locker rooms, have made final game day adjustments as we get ready for this one. Once again, my name is Eric Hassar, your play-by-play broadcaster, producer for tonight's event. And we are excited for Week 2. I have to say, the appreciation and support I had from after Week 1 was more than I thought I was going to get. And I really appreciate the love and the support I've received from the fans, from my family, my friends, even the team. The team said, we loved hearing the game through kind of like this radio-style format. So even they're enjoying it. I think that's fantastic. Once again, you can follow us on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and type the @ logo, type in @Livonia Churchill Football, you will find this recorded broadcast, Week 1's recorded broadcast, and all the future broadcasts through that channel. And on that channel, there's also a streaming link. You can click on that to listen live to tonight's broadcast as we're going live here from Wayne Memorial. So with that said, we will take a quick break. Hopefully the band is just about ready to go. We can capture some of their audio coming up next. My name is Eric Hassar. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash. The only thing I didn't learn in school today?
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Hello, son. I'm Dean Rubin from college. Here to invite you to join us this fall.
Me?
You've always wanted to go to college, correct?
Yeah.
Well, here's that invitation you've been waiting for.
Joey, out of bed.
Wake up. You can't dream your way into college. There are actual steps you need to take. For all the steps, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
Okay, Jimmy, we just need to pick up some light bulbs.
Which ones are we supposed to buy, Grandpa?
Well, we can save money by using an energy-saving incandescent CFL or LED.
How about this bulb?
We need to replace a 60-watt bulb. That one is 800 lumens, so it should do the trick.
Lumens?
Lumens tell us how bright the light is. The more lumens, the brighter the bulb.
You know, Grandpa, you're pretty bright yourself.
Lumens, the new way to shop for light. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Hey guys, my dad has some beer in the fridge. You want one?
Nah, I'll pass. My parents told me that alcohol is only for adults.
Believe it or not, studies show that children refuse alcohol when underage drinking is discouraged in the home. So parents, keep talking. Your kids are actually listening. Remember, we all lose when kids booze.
A public service message from the Michigan Liquor Control Commission.
Welcome back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network. The time is 6:51. Captains are at midfield now, discussing the coin toss, who's going to kick, who's going to receive, the details of how tonight will shake out. The band is making their way from the south end zone to the north end zone, approaching the 5-yard line in a orderly, formed manner. We will try to capture the band coming up next. I forgot to give the sponsor out for the weather. We'll do that now. That's the weather was brought to you by Phoenix Theaters. Phoenix Theaters. We're just about ready for week 2 here of MHSAA football. Churchill coming off a big win against New Boston where there were a handful of lead changes, lots of turnovers, lots of things to clean up. I'm sure the coaches had their hands full in preparing for a hopefully mistake-free football game as we look forward to calling one here tonight against Wayne. All you want to do is just see him get better. You know, that's all you want to see him do. And Churchill has an opportunity to continue the progression. I know the young quarterback still has a lot of learning to go, a lot of learning to do, and there's a lot of mistakes that need to be cleaned up. Had some fumbles, had some dropped passes. It'd be nice to see the offensive line take control tonight. Move the line of scrimmage, allow the running backs to get out and get free. The running game really didn't pick up until the fourth quarter when it hit that home run running play by Dre Ellis. So it would be nice to see the Chargers pick up a more consistent ground game, make life easier for the young quarterback, Ali Talib, who's making his second straight varsity start as your quarterback for the Livonia Churchill Chargers. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff. We are just about ready to start this thing. The captains are still in the middle of the field. We will let you know who's going to kick, who's going to receive as soon as we have it. We've got a beautiful weather here. Beautiful weather for week 2. We're just about ready to get things started. We'd like to stay with you until the national anthem gets played, if possible. While we do have a moment, we'll go down the run of games again from the out-of-town scoreboard that we'll be following. Northville's about to kick off at Plymouth. Both teams are 0-1. Moving over to Dearborn, where the John Glenn Rockets, who are 0-1, are taking on the Dearborn Pioneers. Both teams looking to try to get a win. Moving over to the other Livonia school, where Belleville, who is coming off their fresh win off Clarkston, is going to take on Livonia Stevenson in Livonia. Both teams are 1-0 in that one. The other Livonia school, Livonia Franklin, is home taking on the Dearborn Fordson Tractors. Both teams are 0-1. One of them is guaranteed to win their first game tonight. Once again, if you're joining us live welcome to the stream. We appreciate you having the time to listen to me broadcast the game live. And again, we have a YouTube page at Livonia Churchill Footballs where you can find all the archived broadcasts. Subscribe to the page. Let people know about it. Let people know about the stream link, which is also attached to the YouTube channel as well. That would be greatly appreciated. I know the staff, the alumni, myself would love having more and more viewership as this thing does grow and will grow. We're off to a much better start tonight than we were last night, or last Thursday rather. So that's for sure. So we're happy that's less technical difficulties. And a special thanks again to Coach Feigl for joining us in the press box before tonight's game against Wayne, sharing his thoughts about the new Boston victory, putting a bow on week 2, prep week for Wayne, and letting us know what we should be looking out for as we take on the Wayne Memorial Zebras. We've got the Wayne Palm marching band in an orderly line, lining out from the track to about the south end zone's 20-yard line for the team to run out and have the crowd cheer them on as they try to win their first game tonight against our Chargers. It'll be up to us to make sure that doesn't happen. Churchill will hope to be 2-0 by the end of tonight, take on a very gritty, tough Belleville Tigers team next week. They'll have their hands full for that one. Here comes the players for Wayne Memorial as the crowd gives them a welcoming cheer as it's their home opener for the 2024 MHSAA season. They run out from their orderly line that was created by the marching band, the POM team. And they meet at the 50-yard line and their marching band plays the fight song. Certainly a beautiful night for football. I tell you what, for having cloudy skies projected all day long with possible rain, we have none of it. It's partly cloudy skies, a nice breeze coming in. Just a terrific, terrific night for week 2 here in Michigan. Couldn't ask for anything more from a weather's perspective. Churchill makes their way onto the field, entering from the south end zone. Lining up at, looks like the 2-yard line. And they all run out in unison out to the Churchill sideline as the road crowd gives them a nice big cheer. And we are just minutes away from the national anthem and soon to be kickoff. Marching band approaches midfield. The crowd gets quiet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the William Elliott Athletic Field on the campus of Wayne Memorial High School for tonight's varsity football matchup between the Livonia Churchill Chargers and your Wayne Memorial Zebras. Please rise and face the flag and welcome the Wayne Memorial Marching Band for the playing of our national anthem.
terrific rendition of the national anthem for Wayne Memorial. It's time for kickoff. Week 2. Just about ready underway. Wayne is donning their blue shirts, blue pants, white socks, and maize lettering and numbers. Wearing their iconic winged helmets that look a lot like University of Michigan, while Churchill is wearing all white jerseys, red pants, white socks, black helmets. Unlike last week, both teams don't have the same color scheme. Made it almost a little too interesting at times. While we have time, let's talk about the first quarter sponsor. Truck Central is your first quarter sponsor. Churchill takes the field and looks like they're going to receive the first half kickoff. Wayne entering the field in a kickoff formation. Churchill has number 7, Braylon Hall, and number 9, Emmanuel Williams, out to set to receive the kick here. Both players scored a touchdown in last week's game. They were 2 of 5 total touchdown, or 2 of 5 total Chargers who scored touchdowns last week. Of the 5 touchdowns that Churchill scored, there weren't any duplicate touchdown receivers. Very interesting. We had 4 through the air, 1 on the ground. It was just enough to defeat New Boston last week. Wayne's going to have a holder for the kick.
Correction. Thomas Schroeder will kick for Wayne. Game on, Wayne.
Number 55, Trenton Nash, has his hand in the air. And a squib kick down the right sideline is fielded by number 13 for Churchill, tackled at the Churchill 31-yard line. Not much on the return. It was Lucas Beckham who fielded that kickoff. And we will see the Churchill offense, Ali Talib and crew, take the field. Coming off a 5-touchdown performance, though a slow start in last week's game. Hopefully that does not happen today.
The Chargers will start this drive from their own 31-yard line.
Ali Talib in the gun. Dre Ellis to his right. Takes a snap. Handoff to Dre. Oh, and we have whistles just as we had the snap. I didn't see a flag get thrown, but I guess it was offsides on Wayne. Good eye, refs. So that'll move the ball to the Churchill 36-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for the offense. They line up in the same formation. Talib takes a snap. Straight handoff to Dre Ellis. Up the middle, tries to fight through some contact, but goes almost nowhere for a no gain. Bring up a 2nd down and 5.
Taken down by Ray Carlos Smith and 20, Ken Starkey.
Maybe 2nd down and 4. Ball on the 5 spot, which is the nearest to the Wayne Memorial Zebras sideline. Churchill has 2 receivers left, 2 tight ends right. Running back to the left of Ali Talib. Sets in. Takes the snap. And we have more pre-snap whistles as this one never really got going. And it's offsides for Wayne. Their second one this drive. So the 5-yard penalty will bring up a first down and 10 for Churchill at the Churchill 44-yard line. Chargers bring up trips receivers to the left. One receiver right. Talib takes the snap, has time, looks, heaves it, throw down the middle, or down the sideline. It's caught by number 1, Nate Brogland, for a touchdown. A 45-yard pass, and it's touchdown Chargers. Just down the sidelines, a beautiful throw and catch right on stride. He beat the defensive back, number 4 for Wayne. It's touchdown Churchill. And that's a 6-0 lead with 10:44 left to go in the first. Churchill will attempt the point after try, which had pretty decent success rate last week. One was blocked, but the rest were good when they attempted it. Spot is down, kick is up, a low kick, not going to make the upright. It's no good, so it's 6-0 Churchill with 10:44 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
There was this man who almost learned to walk at a rehab center that almost got built by people who almost gave. Almost gave. How good is almost giving? About as good as almost walking. As generous a nation as we are, sometimes instead of giving, we almost give. Don't almost give. Give. Visit our website at don'talmostgive.org. A message from the Ad Council.
Can you tell if this burger contains bacteria that could cause kidney failure? Listen. Can't, can you? You can't see it either. There's only one way to tell if you've cooked meat and poultry to a bacteria.
Welcome back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network. Churchill kicked off a low kick to the left side for Wayne. It was returned by number 4, Antonio Garrett. Picked up about 15 yards on the return. Will bring up Wayne's first drive of the game.
Wayne will start this drive on their own 32-yard line.
So Wayne opens up in the spread. Quarterback number 10. Alone in the backfield in the shotgun. Takes a snap. It's a sweep going right and goes backwards for a loss of about 2. Second down and 12 coming up. Davion Wilson, who is the quarterback for Wayne. Couldn't find a lot of running room on that one. So the ball moves back to the Wayne Memorial 29-yard line on a second down and 12 coming up. Wayne lines up under center. Lone tailback. Or I'm sorry, the quarterback's in empty. There's no one in the backfield. Oh, no, he is under center. He hands off to the running back who's right behind him. Breaks a tackle, goes up the field to about the 40-yard line, and is tackled. Looks like a gain of about 10 on the play, bringing up 3rd and 1 for the Zebras. He ran off tackle right, broke a tackle, and got up to the 3rd level where he was ultimately downed at the 39-yard line.
Brings up 3rd down for the Zebras.
Davion Wilson lines up under center with 2 tight ends on each side of the offensive line, 1 receiver lone left. takes the snap. Fake handoff to the running back, and it's a kind of a jet sweep to number 16, who takes it left. Gets hit at about the 41-yard line. I don't think it's enough for a first down, but it's going to be close. What are they going to signal here? All right, I guess he stepped out at the 39-yard line, so that was an official no gain on the play. 4th down and 2 coming up for the Zebras. And they will go for it. Last play's handoff was Jermaine Fletcher, who tried to find something down the Wayne Memorial's sidelines. He didn't get a whole lot out of that one. So 4th down and 2. They line up under center in kind of a heavy set with a couple of wing backs and the running back right behind the quarterback. A hard snap count, and Churchill jumps, causing the 5-yard penalty, and it will be a fresh set of downs for Wayne Memorial.
First down, Zebras.
So a first down off the penalty. We'll bring it to the Wayne Memorial 44-yard line. So both teams get their first downs of the game without actually running a play. Wayne lines up in the same formation as the prior one before the penalty. Takes a snap. It's a quarterback keeper up the middle. Gets up to the 3rd level, a gain of about 14 on the play, and tackled at the Churchill 41-yard line. It was a fake handoff to the running back that was right behind number 10, Davion Wilson. And he kept it himself, ran off right, found what he could, and got a first down for Wayne. So now the ball is in Churchill territory on the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Davion Wilson under center. Heavy wingback set. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to his running back right up the middle. Tries to fight through some contact. Gain of about 3 or 4 yards on the play, just right up the middle. And tackled by a host of Chargers. That was Jordan Garner on the carry. $7:40 left to go in the first quarter. Churchill's up 6-0. Wilson under center. His running back number 2 is right behind him. Takes the snap, it's a handoff to number 2, right up the middle. And a gain of maybe 1 on the play. Not a lot there.
Carried by number 6, Everett.
Or my mistake, it was carried by number 6, Tajon Everett. So now it's 3rd down and 5 for the Zebras. Churchill trying to get a stop here to get the ball back for their offense. Churchill shows blitz on a 3rd and 5. Crowding around the line of scrimmage. A dropped snap. Wilson tries to recover the play, is unable to do so, is ultimately sacked behind the line of scrimmage at about the Churchill 42-yard line, bringing up now 4th and long. Looks like 4th and 10. So Wayne weighs their options here if they want to punt or go for it. We've got a late flag that was thrown in Churchill's backfield, their secondary. I can't imagine what it could have been on a drop snap that resulted in a sack, but let's see what they have. It's a personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct on Churchill. I didn't see it. My eyes were in the backfield looking at the quarterback that dropped the snap, but something happened after the whistle, or at some point. It's going to be a first down for Wayne to the Churchill 26-yard line. And we have a timeout. Churchill. They want to talk this over. We'll take a quick break ourselves. This is your home for Churchill Chargers
Did
football.
you grow up in an alcoholic or dysfunctional home? Were you abused or suffered childhood trauma at the hands of a parent or caregiver? Have you tried self-help or counseling without success? ACA can help. ACA is a 12-step recovery program for adults whose lives are affected as a result of being raised in an alcoholic or dysfunctional family. To find out how others like you have found healing from traumatic childhoods, go to adultchildren.org. That's adultchildren.org.
Flu season is here, and not only is an annual flu shot your best protection, but your health plan often covers the cost. United Healthcare urges you to check your benefits and to make an appointment, either by calling your physician or by visiting a local pharmacy or convenience care clinic. It's also a good time for you and your family to get caught up with any routine or recommended vaccinations. Learn more at cdc.gov/flu. A message from United Healthcare.
Welcome back after the timeout. Wayne sets up. It's a fake handoff up the middle. Gives it to number 16, Jordan Garner, again off the left side. He's going to lose some yards on that one. Push back to the Churchill 35-yard line. Loss of about 4 or 5 on that one. Second down and 15 coming up following the personal foul penalty, which resulted in the Chargers taking a timeout to talk about it. So second down and long after the loss. Jet sweep to the left side. Wilson under center with a couple of wingbacks on the left and right side. His running back right behind him. Lone receiver to the left. Takes the snap. Has time. Looks. Throws it deep down the middle. Just out of the reach of number 24, who he was trying to target. In the end zone. Fell incomplete. It was close, but close doesn't count. Fell incomplete. Third down and long coming up. The targeted receiver was John Dunson on the play. He had a step on the defensive back that was guarding him. Just a little off target and fell incomplete, thankfully. So now it's third and long for Wayne. The ball is on the Charger 31-yard line. They have to get to the Charger 17, it looks like. So let's see what Wayne wants to call here to try to pick that up. Davian Wilson in the gun is running back to his left. Two receivers on each side. Takes the snap, looks, quick throw to the right side, just high of the intended target. Number 8 fell incomplete. Targeted for Carlos Smith on the play. Another just off-target throw that could have resulted in a decent play, but instead it's 4th and 15 for the Zebras. And because of how close they are, or how deep they are rather, in Churchill territory, they will not punt or kick a field goal. They will go for this one. The ball is on the 1 spot, which is the Wayne Memorial sideline hash mark, if that makes sense. It's currently 6-0 Churchill if you're just joining us. Thank you for listening. Davian Wilson in the gun. 3 receivers left, so they're close to the sideline. 1 receiver lone right. Takes the snap. Looked like there was some false start, but there was no whistle. Looks, throws, intercepted, running the other way. Picked off by number 4 of the Chargers. We got a late flag. The 50 running to the Chargers sideline and tackled at the Wayne Memorial Zebras 36-yard line. A huge play by Churchill, number 4, Dalvin Weidman, who had a great last week game against New Boston. We have a penalty, as I mentioned. We have 2 penalties, it looks like. So we've got some sorting out to do. But it was 4th down. It was intercepted by Churchill. So hopefully at worst, it'll be Chargers ball at any point on the field. Here comes the announcement. We've got an illegal block in the back on Churchill. 1st and 10 Chargers. It's just a matter of where the ball will be spotted, but it is 1st and 10 Churchill off the interception, which is Churchill's first interception of the season. And that will give the ball back to this offense that just scored a touchdown on their opening drive to start this game. We've got 4:48 left to go in the first quarter. Looks like they're going to move the ball back all the way to the Churchill. Oh, looks like the 20-yard line. Maybe even farther back. Looks like the 15-yard line of Churchill. So that was a hefty penalty off of a great interception and return by Delvin Weidman. But nevertheless, Churchill got the stop they needed, and they'll take over off the interception and the penalty. Ali Talib in the gun, takes the snap. It's a wide handoff running left to the running back for Churchill. He runs toward the sideline, is met after a gain of maybe 2 on the play. Dre Ellis with the carry on that one. Didn't have a lot of running room. Running left. Running left. So the ball is on the one spot toward the Churchill sideline. Churchill's moving from north to south on your imaginary radio dial. Running back to his right, takes the snap, hand off to Dre Ellis up the middle. A little bit of wiggle room there, and he's tackled at the Churchill 30-yard line for a 1st and 10 on an 8-yard carry.
Dre Ellis is carried. Taken down by number 36, Daniel Harris.
Tackled by number 36 of the Zebras, Daniel Harris. So 1st and 10 for the Chargers. They line up 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Running back lined up next to Talib. On his left, takes the snap, looks right, throws right, through the hands of number 12, running kind of a deep slant. Could have been caught, but was dropped. Intended for number 12, Caden Soho. Had the ball in his hands, and could have been a big gain for Churchill, but just through the fingertips. One he wishes he had back for sure. Bring up 2nd down and 10 for Churchill. So the Chargers line up with 2 receivers right again. A fullback just offset to the right tackle. And running back to Talib's left. Takes the snap, handoff to Dre Ellis. Running left. Doesn't get a lot. Gain of about 2-3 on the play. Bringing up 3rd down and 7 on the left hash mark of the field. We've got 3:20 left to go in the first quarter. We'll try to get score updates as they come in. Talib in the gun, takes the snap, looks right, then looks left, has time, throws left, deep down the field, just out of the reach of number 1, Nate Brocklin. Almost had him, just a little off target, but he was open. It was a good decision.
That brings up 4th down for the Chargers.
So with that errant pass, we'll bring up 4th down and 7 for Churchill, and they will punt the game's first. So we have what looks like Dominic Stanley into punt for Churchill. He's standing at the Charger 18-yard line. Takes the snap, punts the ball, a low booming punt that's not going to be returnable. It bounces toward the Churchill side of the field. Goes out at the Wayne Memorial 24-yard line, give or take. Looks like the 26. So a good flipping field punt. About a solid 40, 45 yards on that one, given the bounce that it took. We'll set up Wayne Memorial 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Wayne comes onto the field. The ball is set on the Churchill hash mark. Davian Wilson under center. Two tailbacks behind him. An offset wingback to his left. Takes the snap. Handoff to his running back. Loss of about 2 on the play. Tried to go off tackle left. Didn't get a lot on that. Bringing up 2nd down and 12. And a loud ruckus let's go defense chat coming from the opposite side of the field as we are in Wayne tonight for week 2. Davian Wilson under center. 2 wingbacks on each side of the offensive tackles. Running back behind him. Takes the snap, handoff, gives it to his wingback going right, going up the Churchill sideline and tackled at the Wayne Memorial 41-yard line. A gain of about 13 yards. He needed 12. Will bring up 1st down for Wayne. We had a late flag, but it looks like it's holding against Wayne Memorial. So never mind. Take back the long 13-yard carry. And they're going to replay 2nd down. So really the late hold plus the 13-yard carry, they're going to replay 2nd down, but it's only going to be like 2nd and like 14. So it was a loss of 3 yards, and they'll replay 2nd down. We're down to 1:30 left in the 1st quarter. Churchill shows blitz. Davian Wilson under center. Same formation as last one. It's the same play. They hand off to number 11 up the right side, and he picks up about 5 yards on that one, or rather 10 yards on that one. Be about 3rd down and 4 for the Zebras. So Wayne breaks the huddle. The ball on the right hash mark, nearest to the Charger sideline. Wilson goes under center. 1 receiver left. Couple of wingbacks. Takes the snap, handoff to his running back. Or no, it was a quarterback keeper, actually. And he went backwards. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. 4th and 5 coming up. And that will probably be our 1st quarter here in Wayne. It is 6-0 Churchill as the last seconds wind down here, and we will enter quarter number 2. We will take a quick break. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
Reasons for high school multi-sport participation: fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Welcome back to Wayne Memorial. Start of the second quarter. Churchill leads it 6-0. We last left off at 4th down and 5 for the Zebras. The ball is on the Wayne Memorial 34-yard line. So a would-be failed attempt by Wayne would really give Churchill great field position to start another drive to try to extend this lead. Wilson in the pistol. Running back right behind him. 2 tight ends to the right. A couple of fake claps. No snap. No one's moving. Another clap. Still no snap. And it looks like they weren't interested in running a play. We've got a whistle now. And a delay of game penalty. So that will push them back 5 yards for a 4th and 10 for a presumed Wayne punt upcoming as they tried to get a first down by testing the Chargers' discipline, and they passed. Wayne breaks the huddle. We're still unsure of what they're going to do. Okay, they are going to punt. Number 44, Isaac Crampton for Wayne's going to punt. Churchill has 2 punt returners on the field. Dominic Stanley and Caden Soho splitting the field for the return. A bobbled snap, a low punt, almost got blocked. It's not going to go very far for Wayne. Is ultimately downed at the Wayne 42-yard line. Really only a punt of about 10 yards. We have a flag on the play. Near the 40-yard line of where the ball was downed. We've got a personal foul against Churchill. So it's going to move the ball back about 15 more yards on what was a not so great punt for Wayne to begin with. While we have a moment, our second quarter sponsor is brought to you by Preferred Dental. Still a 15-yard line.
The Chargers will start this drive on their own 43-yard line.
So Churchill breaks the huddle. They'll be moving from south end zone to north end zone in this second quarter. Ali Talib takes a snap with 3 receivers left, looks left, makes a guy miss, runs up, throws right, caught by number 6, Dre Ellis. A gain of about 20 on the play, down to the Wayne Memorial 38-yard line. A great play by the quarterback, but we've got holding on Churchill as penalties continue to mount for both teams in this one. Just when you think you see a big play, it's taken away and it's moving backwards, actually. So after the 20-yard phantom pitch and catch, it's actually going to be a 10-yard backup. Be 1st and down and 20 for Churchill. The ball is now on the Charger 33-yard line. Takes the snap, hand off to Dre Ellis up the middle. Gets what he can, but ultimately falls down after a gain of about 4. 2nd down and 17 coming up. So really, when you look at this drive, it started initially at the Wayne Memorial 42-yard line. Then a 15-yard personal foul bumped him back 15 yards. Then a 10-yard holding call bounced him back 10 more yards. So we're talking from the Churchill 33-yard line is where it started at 1st and 20. It could have been 1st and 10 at the Wayne Memorial 42-yard line. Ali Talib in the gun, running back to his left. 2 receivers left. Receiver goes in motion to the left, takes a snap, quick throw, hot out to the left side. Number 1 caught it, Nate Brogland. Gets a tackle from a screenplay. Tackled out of bounds at the Churchill 45-yard line. We have a flag at the 40. And it's holding on Churchill. And this crowd's getting restless. Unfortunately, I don't have the numbers as to who's holding or who did it, but we have holding on a quick screen pass that the officials happen to catch. So we're looking at second down. It looks like 23 to go. The ball keeps moving backwards as we're at the Charger 29-yard line. 2nd and 30 officially.
Second and long for Churchill.
Ali Talib in the gun, 2 receivers to his right, takes a snap, fake handoff, has time, not so much anymore. He broke a tackle, but his helmet came off. The referees blew it dead for the sake of his safety. It will go down as a sack. And it was number 18 for Wayne, bringing down, well, not really bringing down the quarterback, but taking off his helmet, rather, of Ali Talib. Will bring up a 3rd down and 36 at the Charger 24-yard line. We've got the backup in for a quarterback. Abdul Khan takes the snap. It's just going to be a simple handoff, but the ball was dropped, and Wayne picked it up. It was a fumble recovery by Wayne. They will start 1st and 10 at the Charger 20-yard line. It was a muffed handoff, never had security of the football, and Wayne was the opportune team to fall on it. A disastrous drive for Churchill will end in a turnover. Just a wild change of events here, as Wayne has a chance to tie the game by punching it in.
There are flags on the play.
And we have somehow more flags on the play as teams are transitioning from offense to defense. The refs are really getting their money's worth tonight. We've got unsportsmanlike on Churchill. And we have also unsportsmanlike on Wayne, so it's offsetting. So it will remain 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line for Wayne Memorial. And the refs are still discussing in the middle of the field. And the referees eventually go their separate ways, pick up the laundry on the field. We've got 10:09 left to go in the first half. Chargers lead at 6-0. The defense trying to keep it that way. Davian Wilson under center. 2 wingbacks and a running back behind him in somewhat kind of a diamond-looking formation. Takes the snap, dropped the football, and falls on it before anything bad could happen. A loss of about 2. It appeared as though it was going to be a pass as both outside receivers were running streaks down the field. But it'll be 2nd down and 11 instead after the dropped snap. Wayne breaks a very late huddle. Quarterback Wilson under center for Wayne. Lone receiver left. takes the snap. It's a handoff to the running back up the middle. Is met by number 14 of the Chargers, Aiden Cunningham, for about a no gain on the play, bringing up a 3rd down and 9. And we've got a timeout for Wayne. We'll take a quick break as well. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
So fresh off the Wayne Memorial timeout, we will resume a 3rd down and 11, where Wayne is trying to capitalize on a very short field. Wilson in the gun, takes the snap, quick throw to his receiver to the right side, incomplete, 4th down and 11. And we have 2 score updates to share with you. It is Belleville 14, Stevenson 6. So we've got a close one so far in Livonia Stevenson. And in John Glenn and Dearborn, it is Pioneers 10, John Glenn 7. Dearborn is at home for that one. Both teams are 0-1, trying to get their first wins of the season. So Wayne breaks the huddle on a 4th and 11 at the Charger 21-yard line. Wilson in a long pistol. His running back off right to him. 3 receivers left. Takes the snap. Looks, throws to his running back. It was incomplete. It was 4th and 11. That was a behind the line of scrimmage attempt. Not ideal for 4th and 11 if you're Wayne, but nevertheless, Churchill will take it. So the fumble drive didn't hurt him. And Churchill will resume possession at the 21-yard line of Churchill. So last snap, we had Abdul Khan take the field. It looks like Ali Talib is back on the field. May have had a minor injury. He had a few of those last week in New Boston, and he shook all of them off and returned back to play. Churchill lines up with 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left, takes the snap. It's a play action, rolls right, throws to his fullback, Colin Fisher, breaks the tackle, puts a shoulder down, a gain of about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 coming up after the encouraging pitch and catch by Talib and Fisher. .8:05 left to go and ticking in the first half. 6-0 Churchill if you're just joining us. Ali Talib in the gun. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to Dre Ellis. Tries to shake a defender but won't. A loss of maybe 1. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Tackled by number 18 of Wayne Memorial, Antoine Housey. A big 3rd and 6 for Churchill. The ball on the Charger 25-yard line. Ali Talib in the gun. Takes the snap. Pass going to the right. Caught by Broglen. To the 40-yard line of Churchill after a spin and catch. Will be a 1st down for Churchill. Ali Talib in the gun, or pistol rather. It's a handoff to Dre Ellis going right. Has some room. Gain of about 8 on the play. To the Churchill 49-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 1 for Churchill. And we've got another flag on the play. What will it be this time? It's going to be a hold against Churchill. Let me know if you've heard this before. So again, another encouraging play that went for 9 will be a replay of 1st down and move the ball back 10 yards to the Churchill 30. Talib in the pistol. Handoff to Dre Ellis running left. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, out to the 50. He's got some room. Down to the Wayne Memorial 43-yard line, a 1st and 10, and a late flag coming out near where he got tackled. And the refs are going to chat this one out and figure out what happened here. Churchill's moving backwards on the presumptive call that's against them. The official call is holding against Churchill. And I have not kept track of how many penalties in the first half. This has got to be the 10th penalty against Churchill in this half. Wild. So after all of the back and forth, it's going to be a 1st down and a weird 7 yards to go. Ball on the Churchill 43-yard line. The ball is positioned on the left hash mark nearest to Wayne. Wayne shows blitz. Talib takes the snap, handoff to his running back. He's gang tackled. A gain of about 2 on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 5.
Taken down by number 30, Shane Broadman. Number 18, Anton Housen.
We're down to 5:40 left to go in the 2nd quarter.
Second down.
Churchill lines up in a compressed 4-receiver formation, 2 on each side. Talib takes the snap. Wayne rushes 4, throws down to the left side, caught by number 9, and he's going to go. He breaks the tackle down to the left side. Touchdown, Chargers! Do we have a flag? We do not have a flag. That's going to stand. It'll be 12-0 Churchill with 4:58 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Ali Talib to number 9, Emmanuel Williams, who scores in his 2nd consecutive game for Churchill. Churchill will attempt a point after try after the first one went very low and didn't reach the crossbar. Spot is down, kick is up. Abdul Khan's PAT is clearly good and through the uprights. With 4:58 left to go in the first half, it's Churchill 13, Wayne 0. We'll take a quick break. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Welcome back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network as Churchill kicks off. A low pooch kick that bounces at the Wayne Memorial 15 is fielded by number 11 of Wayne. He breaks a tackle, marches up to the middle of the field, and is tackled at the 30-yard line of Wayne Memorial. The kick followed a Charger touchdown, which extended their lead 13-0. Bring up 1st and 10 for Wayne.
He's able to start this drive on their own 30-yard line.
Wayne breaks the huddle. The ball near the Wayne sideline at the right hash mark. Wilson under center. 2 wingbacks on each side. Takes the snap to number 11. Some hard fought tackling there. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
Taken down by number 72, Schwazen. Number 88, Vice.
The ball carrier is Keyshawn Evans Sullivan on that one. Wayne finally breaks the huddle. Churchill with 3 defensive linemen. Wilson under center. Takes the snap. Fake hand up to the running back. It's a sweep play to number 16 running left. Some hard tackling there. No gain on the play. It was Jermaine Fletcher on the play. And for Churchill, it was tackled by number 13, Lucas Beckham. 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Both teams have 2 timeouts left to go as we get closer and closer to halftime. Wayne breaks the huddle. Wilson in the pistol. His running back is right behind him. 2 receivers right. 1 receiver left. Wilson claps, gets the snap, has time, floats it down. Almost intercepted by number 7 of Churchill. Braylon Hall had it in his hands and was about to run the other direction with it. I think he was ready to run before he caught it, and he dropped a lofting floater to the right side of the field. Oh, you could just see the body language of him. He doesn't know what to do with himself. The ball was right in his hands, and he was so ready for it. He was too ready for it, and he dropped it. So it'll be 4th down and 9. And Wayne will punt. Number 44, Isaac Crampton takes the snap, has time, punts it. It's going to be returned by Dre Ellis down to the Wayne Memorial 40-yard line, still running down the field. Up the middle he goes, breaks another tackle, down to the Wayne 18-yard line. A huge return on a short punt by Wayne will set up Churchill in the red zone against the Zebras. Great vision on that one because a low-hanging punt didn't give him a lot of time to react or have blocks develop, but he broke 2 tackles and was able to return the ball about 25 yards. Well done. 2:23 left to go in in the second quarter, rather. Ali Talib in the gun. Dre Ellis to his left, right next to him. Slot receiver goes in motion from right to left, takes a snap. A slinger of a throw to number 9, down to the Wayne Memorial 4-yard line, and is tackled at the 3. It was Talib to number 9, Emmanuel Williams, who already has a touchdown in tonight's game. A big 15-yard pass play will bring it down to the Wayne 3 at a 1st and goal for Churchill.
First and goal for the Chargers.
This red zone attempt is brought to you by the Big Smile. Talib in the gun. Takes the snap, hands off to Dre Ellis. Stumbles, fights forward, crosses the plane. Touchdown, Chargers! With 2:09 left to go on a short field because of a great punt return by Dre Ellis. He also is the reason why they scored, and Churchill leads 19-0. Abdul Khan for the point after try. Spot is down, kick is up. Oh, it looks like it's wide right and no good. Churchill is now 1 for 3 on point after tries tonight, leaving the score 19-0 with 2:09 left to go in the first half. We'll stay with you as the teams get ready for the kickoff and kick return following the Charger touchdown. I have a new score update to mention to you all. It is between the Franklin and Fordson game. Fordson's leading 7-0 in Franklin. Abdul Khan, hand raised, runs up to the ball at the 40. It's a low squibber. Ball bounces twice, a third time, fielded at the Wayne 25, running toward the Churchill end zone. Breaks the tackle, runs right, down to the Churchill 47-yard line and tackled out of bounds. A big return by Keyshawn Evans will set up the Zebras in Churchill territory.
First down, Zebras.
The crowd for Wayne's getting restless. They want to see a score. It's currently 19-0, Churchill. We have 2:02 left to go. Wayne has a short field, 45 yards to a score. Wilson in the pistol. His running back right behind him. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Claps takes the snap. Churchill rushes a late 4. Throw to the left side, caught by number 11 by Evans. Fights for what he can. Gain of about 5 on the play. Second down and 5 coming up.
Taken down by number 26, Landon Day.
Okay, minor correction in the Franklin game. It's currently tied at 7 in Franklin against Fordson. Wilson in the shotgun, or a long pistol. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Claps, takes the snap. Churchill rushes 3, has time, looks, throws right, deep right to number 24. Incomplete as it was a contested catch. Number 7 on the play was trying to break that up. Braylon Hall, who had almost an interception earlier, got his hand between him and the receiver, forced the incompletion. Ball intended to number 24, John Dunson, falls harmlessly incomplete. 3rd and 5 coming up. Minute 15 left to go in the second quarter. Wilson in the pistol. Loses the snap, picks it up, throws right to number 8. Caught one-handed. Quickly tackled down. But it's going to be good for a first down, it looks like. Gain of about 6. He needed 5. Ball will be on the Churchill 33-yard line. And we have referee discussions. We've got a face mask against Churchill, which will only amplify the third down pitch and catch. So the ball will be advanced to the Charger 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for Wayne. Wilson in the pistol. 3 receivers left. Ball on the right hash mark. Takes the snap. Has plenty of time. Looks, throws over the middle. Through 2 Chargers' hands and incomplete. Travis Beckham and Braylon Hall almost had the interception, but the ball was just high enough for both of them to catch. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. 51 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Wayne breaks the huddle. They went from a spread look down to their wing split look with a wing back to the left. Takes the snap, handoff to his running back, number 21. Puts his head down. Gain of about 3 or 2 on the play. We have a timeout by Wayne that was immediately taken for this 3rd down and 7 coming up. The ball will sit at the Charger 27-yard line. So Wayne has 1 timeout remaining. Churchill has 2. If this play goes Churchill's way and the clock runs, maybe we'll see a Charger timeout. We'll see what Feigl wants to do with that one. Certainly a spirited crowd from both sides who showed up for this one. Great to see. Churchill has filled up pretty much the entire visitor section from bleacher to bleacher. We don't expect much less from our incredible fan base. Okay, so 3rd down and 7. Wilson under center. 3 receivers left, but they're kind of in a bunch, short formation off the tackle. A handoff up the middle for no gain. Churchill gets the stop, and they... And Wayne called their last timeout, which I find kind of interesting. That was their last timeout. We have 37 seconds left. I'm thinking maybe if you're Wayne, if you had to call that timeout or you were planning on it, I would have waited a few more seconds to call that timeout, but they were eager about stopping that clock with 37 seconds left on a 4th and 7. So let's see what Wayne tries to do here. Wayne's certainly unpredictable with a 3rd down and 7 and a straight handoff up the middle, which fooled nobody. You never know what you're going to get with this Zebra team. Okay, so 4th down and 7. Wilson in the gun. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. His running back is to his left. Claps, gets the snap. Churchill blitzes. He has to throw this hot. Throws right to number 24. It's picked off by Churchill. Travis Beckham in the end zone and tackled for a Churchill touchback. That's his 2nd interception thrown in the first half. And Churchill will take over. 1st down and 10 at the Charger 20 with 26 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Wilson knew it was 4th down. He had to get the ball out hot, and so he gave his receiver number 24 his chance, John Dunson. But it was double covered, and Churchill finally grabbed one, plucked one out of the air.
26 seconds left in the half.
So with 26 seconds left to go, Ali Talib in the gun. Let's see what Feigl wants to do. They have 2 timeouts. Takes the snap. They're going to pass. Quick throw to Dre Ellis down the left side. Picks up what he can. Breaks a tackle. Stays in bounds at the Churchill 41-yard line. Churchill burns their second timeout immediately. 15 seconds left to go on the 20-yard pitch and catch. And if Dre had gotten out of bounds, it could have saved Churchill a timeout. With 15 seconds left, it would have been kind of difficult to use 2 timeouts anyway, but nevertheless, he was in bounds, and Churchill had to burn their second, leaving them with 1 left. Churchill returns to the field. Wayne's still scheming up their defensive game plan. Wayne breaks their huddle. The ball is on the left hash mark, which is Wayne's sideline. Talib in the gun with 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Now a motion receiver goes to the right side. Talib throws the ball deep. Caught by number 9 to the 30-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Spins to the 20-yard line and is tackled at the Wayne Memorial 20-yard line. Talib to Emmanuel Williams, who's having a terrific first half. Gives Churchill a first down, and they call timeout with 6 seconds left, their final timeout. So if you're Churchill, I'm thinking you're going to run either a 5 to 10 yard play out of bounds that won't burn your entire 6 seconds. And if not, either you take your end zone shot after this play, or you can send the field goal kicker out. Or you can just try for the field goal now, and we'll see a long field goal attempt that we don't normally see in high school football. Feigl did mention in the pregame interview that he did love his kickers, so he has faith in them. First and 10, Churchill. They're not going to kick a field goal. They're going to stay on the field for at least one more play. There's 6 seconds left. First and 10 at the Wayne 20. 2 receivers right. Talib takes the snap. It's going to be an end zone shot. Rolls right, throws right. It's incomplete with no time left to go in the second quarter. That is your halftime score, 19-0 Churchill. We'll take a quick break. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
Outdoor grilling is a great way for family and friends to enjoy the many tastes of summer. So when planning your next barbecue, remember to think safety first. Avoid wearing loose-fitting clothing when grilling at home or a campsite. Keep children at a safe distance. Have a fire extinguisher handy. And put out all fires before leaving the grilling area. For more tips on safe grilling, visit the Bureau of Fire Services website at michigan.gov/BFS.
With video games, I'm often choosing between what my kids want and what I think is best for them.
Hey, Mom, how about this one?
Rated T for teen with violence and suggestive themes. Let me check the rating summary. Frenetic combat, cries of pain, female warlords expose cleavage.
Maybe the other one's better.
The rating summaries are free. Use them, and you'll be armed with the world's most powerful weapon, knowledge.
For more information, go to esrb.org.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's?
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to?
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What? No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm gonna do my dad dance for all your friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up. See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time.
What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Okay, everybody, it's time for another game of Who Wants to Volunteer in Your Community? Let's go to Ella in Santa Monica, California.
Hey, wait, I don't want to volunteer.
Well, I have a feeling you'll change your mind when you realize how much fun volunteering really can be. In fact, Ella, we've asked your entire algebra class here to tell you more.
Wait, you did what?
Take it away, class.
Hey, Ella, we've been noticing you lately in algebra class.
You have?
I'm feeling some love here.
Yeah, and we were thinking that you should start tutoring people because you're all, like, smart and stuff.
I should?
Yeah, you free tonight?
Go for it!
I should.
They love you, Ella. Well, sounds like we have another happy volunteer.
That's me.
To find out ways you can volunteer in your community, log on to teensvolunteer.org and join us next time for another episode of Who Wants to Volunteer in Your Community? Do what you like to do. Volunteer. A public service message brought to you by the USA Freedom Corps, the U.S. Department of Justice, the Crime Prevention Coalition of America, and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome on back to the Churchill Chargers Radio Network as we've reached halftime here in Wayne Memorial. Wayne's band is getting ready for orders to start performing and begin their halftime performance. Let's talk some of the out-of-town scores here around the KLAA. It's Northville 6, Plymouth 7 at halftime. So we got a close game there in Plymouth. John Glenn and it's 10-7 Dearborn over John Glenn. And we had an update at Stevenson. It's Belleville 14, Stevenson 6 after the first quarter. So we don't have the second quarter update yet. We'd have to imagine by now they are almost at halftime, if not at halftime. It's currently 19-0 Churchill. We'll capture some of the Wayne Memorial Band, give my voice a break once they start playing. They are on the field, and we don't have any music yet. And when we get more scores, we will keep you updated throughout the evening. Got a terrific night in front of us. The sun has set. Nice cool breeze coming in the press box. Partly cloudy. Just terrific fall evening that we have here. And we have music, so I will let them take it away.
That's shocking. Southfield is stinking. DeWitt 35, Mason 14.
Field commanders Tara Farmer and Knox Ambrose. Is your band ready? The field is yours.
This halftime show is brought to you by H&R Maintenance Company. Please turn on your magic wheel. Mr. Summertime, breathing on a tree.
Very good. How do you get the sound out of the thing? What do you mean? How do you get the marching band sound? All I do is just check. Oh, that's true. So you can hear like anything. It's like hear us. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, last week I picked up the microphone. I got all static and stuff.
You sound good. I can make this song out of the marching band's playing.
Give it up one more time for your Wayne Memorial Zebra Marching Band.
We've got 4 minutes left to go before the warm-ups begin and the third quarter starts, where Churchill will kick off to Wayne Memorial at that time. A lot to clean up out there if you're Churchill. A lot of penalties. I mean, single-handedly, you could count, maybe 15, 20 penalties in the first half. It's not normal to have that amount of penalties. We had a lot of personal fouls, a lot of holdings. A lot to clean up if you're Churchill, for sure. And it has really put an obstacle in front of them during this game. I mean, this game could have, we saw some big plays go back. We saw some big first downs come back. And it has really hindered the potential lead Churchill could have had. But nevertheless, it is 19-0 if you're just joining us. This is a good time to remind everyone to check out our YouTube page at Livonia Churchill Football. Subscribe. You'll find all of the archived broadcasts on that channel. You'll find the link that you are currently listening to if you're listening live right now on there. Share that with whomever you think would be interested in hearing the Chargers on their mobile device. They can listen to us anywhere in the world, which is pretty cool. They don't have to be in Michigan. They don't have to be in Wayne County. They can be anywhere in the world. So there's no limitations to this. But I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for following us as we're in week 2 of the MHSAA season. Catch us next week where we continue the road trip to Belleville. Assuming they beat the Stevenson Spartans of Livonia, they will be the #1 ranked team in the state. So we will have coach's thoughts next week about the Belleville Tigers and how their plan of attack will be to try to upset Belleville. As we will get to see Bryce Underwood, the #1 player in the country by most accredited scouting sources that list him as the #1 player in the entire country at the high school level. So we will get to see him up close and personal next week on your home for Chargers football. And we look forward to that one. We have about 1 minute left before the official warm-up clock begins. Wayne has already taken the south end zone and side of the field, doing their second half warm-ups as a team. The Chargers specialists are getting a few kicks in before the rest of the team follows. And that marching band performance was brought to you by Mark Chevrolet. Wayne finishes up their second half warm-up. They come together as a team at the 10-yard line as they will try to mount a comeback against your Livonia Churchill Chargers. They are down 19-0. And we don't have the rest of the Chargers team yet out of the locker room. But we have some practice kicks going on at around the 22-yard line. And we will, of course, keep you updated of the scores of the games that we are following. The games that we are following tonight include John Glenn at Dearborn Pioneers, Belleville at Livonia Stevenson. We have an update on that. I'll get to that in a moment. Livonia Franklin is home versus Dearborn Fordson. And our single out of division game is Northville at Plymouth. And the score update I have to share for you is in the second quarter. In Livonia, Stevenson. It's Belleville 28. Stevenson 6. So Belleville is putting a hurting on the Spartans as they've pulled away in the second quarter. That is who Churchill will be playing, and that is where we will be next week. The rest of the Chargers have made their way to their respective sideline. Both teams are at their own respective sideline. Once again, if you're just joining us, it is 19-0 Churchill at halftime, coming to an end here. Third quarters to start. Churchill will kick off to Wayne Memorial as Wayne tries to find points on the scoreboard. Got about 45 seconds left to go before halftime comes to an official close here at Wayne Memorial. The officials have made their way back onto the field, where we have the Wayne Memorial Zebras and the Striped Zebras. Would you call that zebrae, as in multiple zebras? Or maybe just a different species of zebras? I don't know. Anyway, my poor humor aside, Nathan Sweetland of the Chargers has his hand in the air as we are ready for quarter number 3 here in Wayne, and we have a late whistle as Wayne was missing a player on kick return. We've got a second whistle, hand in the air. Sweetland lines up, runs up to the kick. Ball is up in the air, a booming punt to the right side of the field, and it will fall into the end zone for a touchback. As this is a great time to mention our third quarter sponsor, which is going to be Leo's Coney Island in Westland. So number 10 for Wayne Memorial will take the field with his offense. Davian Wilson, who's made some good plays. He's thrown a couple of interceptions here tonight. Let's see what we find. Let's see what we see out of this second half coverage here between Wayne and Churchill. So the ball is on the 20-yard line of Wayne. They break the huddle with Wilson starting under center. First possession of the second half. Two receivers, one receiver on each side of the line of scrimmage. It's a toss pitch out to their running back, number 11, Evans. Tries to find something, but it will not. Tackle for a loss of about a 1 on the play. Second and 11 for Wayne. It was Delvin Weidman on the stop, whose name seems to come up pretty frequently, which we like to see. So the ball is on the 5 spot for Wayne Memorial. They will be attacking from north to south, while Churchill will be attacking from south to north in this quarter. Wilson under center. He's got a wing back to his left, as well as a split outside receiver. Takes the snap. It's a fake handoff to the running back, and number 16 takes an end around, and he got hit, and it looks like he may have fumbled the ball, and Churchill has recovered from the Wayne 14-yard line. An opportunistic play by the Chargers defense will set up 1st and 10 at the Wayne 14-yard line. So Churchill's offense, fresh off the 20-minute halftime visit in the locker room, takes the field. and a chance to extend this lead. They're currently up 19-0. Ali Talib in the pistol, running back right behind him. Fullback goes in motion from left to right. Handoff to number 7, Braylon Hall. Cuts up the field, breaks a tackle. It's a touchdown for Churchill. A one-play, 15-yard carry off to the right side, and the Churchill lead extends 25-0 for Red and Black, with 10:40 left to go in the third quarter. And Churchill will stay disciplined with another point after attempt, which has been very shaky this evening as opposed to last week against New Boston. And Wayne Memorial has jumped off sides just before the kick, and we will re-kick. So Dominic Cornelis with a PAT attempt. Spot is down, kick is up, and it is a beautiful kick right up the middle and through the uprights, extending the lead 26-0 for Churchill. We'll stay with you as both teams prepare for the kickoff and kick return. But that drive was sponsored by Motor City Chicken. While we have this time, let's remind everybody that this online broadcast presented by the authority of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any forms. The accounts of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Nathan Sweetland has his hand up, ready to kick this ball deep for the second time in the second half. It's a booming punt to the right side of the field, and Wayne's going to opt to let this thing bounce once and reach the end zone for a touchback. So Wayne will take over at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. After the Churchill turnover and swift score, making it 26-0. And from a very out-of-town scoreboard update, it is De La Salle 28 to Martin Luther King 7. That could very well be a state title preview as we are in week 2 of the MHSAA regular season. Okay, so Wilson in the under center with some offset tailbacks off to his right in the backfield. Takes the snap. It's a straight handoff to his running back up the middle. Minimal gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 coming up for Wayne. We've got 10 minutes and 10 seconds ticking left to go in the third quarter. Churchill brings 3 defensive linemen out to play. Wayne comes out in the same formation as last play. A couple offset running backs to his right. Wilson takes the snap, handoff up the middle to his running back. Another minimal gain of maybe 1, bringing up 3rd down and 6. A very conservative approach following the turnover. So 3rd down and 6, ball on the 24-yard line of Wayne. Wilson's going to be in the gun this time, running back to his right. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Claps, takes the snap. Churchill rushes 3, throws to the right side. An errant pass, almost intercepted by number 11, Bryce Brown, as that ball fell into the Wayne Memorial sideline, bringing up 4th down and 6. And Wayne will punt. Number 44 for Wayne, Isaac Crampton takes the field. Number 13 for Churchill, Lucas Beckham. And number 8, Dre Ellis, back to return. They're lined up on the Wayne 40, eager for the football. Crampton takes a high snap. He's not able to field it. The ball bounces into the end zone. He tries to run past out of the end zone. He's not going to get there. It's going to be a Wayne Memorial, or rather a Churchill safety, after the snap went way too high and he was unable to catch and punt the football. And it will now be 28-0 Churchill. So a couple of missed point after tries is ultimately made up based on the Wayne Memorial special teams blunder. And we are sniffing mercy territory here in Wayne. I believe the lead has to be 32 points, 35 points or more for a running clock. Churchill will receive the ball for an opportunity to get into that window. So Churchill lines up in a punt return formation. Where we have number 7, Braylon Hall, and number 8, Dre Ellis, set to return a Wayne Memorial punt. Rather, it's going to be a kick. Traditionally a punt. It's going to be a kick from the 20-yard line from Wayne. Number 56, Tom Schneider, is going to boot this one away from the big man. Kick is up. It's a short one. And we have whistles down as we have our first flag of the second half. At least we made it half a quarter before we saw laundry again. I'm going to guess Wayne was offsides. And it was, so the ball will be kicked from the Wayne 15-yard line. And both Dre Ellis and Braylon Hall are at the Charger 40, awaiting the football. Should it reach them? Wayne attempted a very short squib kick off to the left side. And this one's a high floater to the Wayne 40, fielded by number 4 for Churchill. Breaks the tackle. a run back of about 11 yards to the Wayne 29-yard line, where Churchill only needs 29 yards, and we've got a mercy running clock for the remainder of the game, should the lead remain at 35 points. That return back was by Delvin Weidman. So the Chargers offense, led by Ali Talib, who's had a wonderful game tonight, takes the field with 3 receivers right. His running back Dre Ellis to his left takes the snap. It's a quick out throw to the left, deep in the end zone, off the face mask of number 2 for Churchill, John Moore. It was a pump fake sluggo where he ran kind of a stop route, then go. Ali Talib hit him, just fell incomplete, wasn't able to be caught. Second down and 10 coming up for Red and Black. So Talib in the pistol, Dre Ellis behind him, 2 receivers right. The slot receiver went in motion, snap, handoff to Dre Ellis. Pickup of about 4. 3rd and 6 coming up. Ball will be at the Wayne 26-yard line. So 3rd and 6, Ali Talib in the gun, 2 receivers on each side, is running back to his left, takes the snap, looks left, throws left, caught by number 9 of the Chargers, a gain of about maybe 4, maybe about 4th down and 2 to go. Caught by Emmanuel Williams, the sure-handed receiver so far this whole season. Chargers will go for it on a 4th and 3. We have 7 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. If you just joined us, Churchill is up 28-0 and trying to get more. Talib in the gun, or in the pistol. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to number 7, Braylon Hall. He finds what he can, cuts up the field, takes it right up to the goal line, and it's a touchdown for Churchill. A big carry by number 7, Braylon Hall, broke a tackle right, cut up the field, and punched it into the end zone for a Chargers score. We are 1 point away from a running clock, which we will explain momentarily. First, we have to make the point after try for it to even matter. And these have not been as consistent as you'd like to see. So we can't assume that it will be good. Number 32 for Churchill, Dominic Canellis, to attempt another PAT. A poor snap, kick is up, and it looks to be good right off the right side of the field goal post. It is 35-0 Churchill with 6:43 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And we will stay with you so we can explain the running clock. And what that means is when a team is up 35 or more, the clock will run after the kickoff here, and it will only stop for injuries, touchdowns, and timeouts made by either team. So if Wayne or Churchill gets a first down, the clock will not stop running unless that 35-point deficit or lead, depending on your perspective, has been cut shorter than 35. So Nathan Sweetland in to boot this one. It's a nice kick off to the 10-yard line of Wayne, where it will be returned. Number 11 tries to cut up. Evans slips a tackle, breaks another. brings it to the Wayne 30-yard line, where we will have a running clock. And Wayne will take over 1st and 10 from the Wayne 30. And this explanation of the running clock is brought to you by Shook Heating and Cooling. So Wilson stays in the game. He comes out in the gun. It looks like Wayne might be missing a player. He's motioning for someone to come onto the field. There are 10 offensive players, so they're missing one. In comes number 24 to make it 11, John Dunson. Takes the snap. It's a sweep running right. Evans breaks a tackle and breaks another down to the Wayne 40-yard line. 2nd down and 9, I believe, unless they gave him the 1st down. And they did not. They did give him the 1st down. So clock running, 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 35-0 Churchill. We will try to give you score updates as we receive them. Wilson under center. They come out in a diamond-like formation in the backfield. Drops the snap. Wilson couldn't recover it. It looks like Churchill's recovered the football. We haven't gotten official word yet. And it looks like Wayne actually recovered their fumble. So it'll be 2nd down and 15 after a loss of about 5. We want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight, making this another successful broadcast. Please follow us as we head to Belleville next week to take on the Tigers, who will feature the number 1 player in the country as well as the number 1 team in the state. Wilson under center, takes the snap. It's a play action pass, looks, lobs it over the middle of number 24. It's intercepted by Travis Beckham. It's his 2nd interception of the game. Wayne tried to catch Churchill napping, but Travis Beckham says, nuh-uh, I'll take my 2nd interception of the game. Churchill will take over from their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10 Chargers. They try to hit John Dunson again, deep. But Travis was there. So we've got 2:45 and ticking in the 3rd quarter. Ali Talib remains in the game. We have whistles just as Churchill was about to snap it, and we have a timeout for Wayne, which will stop the clock with 2:34 left to play in the 3rd. We'll take a quick break. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's?
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to?
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What?
No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm gonna do my dad dance for all your friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what.
following the Wayne Memorial timeout, Churchill takes the field. Ali Talib takes the snap, looks right, throws right, wide open, number 9, makes the catch down to the Wayne Memorial 40-yard line. He's got a blocker, he's got room to go. The 20, the 10, 5, a shoelace tackle into the end zone, but it's a touchdown for the Chargers. Ali Talib to Emmanuel Williams, who continues to have a terrific start of the season, gives the Chargers another touchdown, 41-0 over Wayne. And that will extend Churchill's lead as they will attempt a point after try to attempt to make it 42-0. And we have an injured Charger, which I didn't see until it was very late. I don't... It looks like it's number 50 for Churchill, which is Marquise Alfaro. I do remember he was cramping up last week, too, against New Boston. And after some time on the field, he gets up and lightly jogs off the field under his own power. No harm, no foul. So Nathan Sweetland out to attempt this PAT. We've had a few kickers here tonight. Kick is up, and the kick is a high one and a good one. Churchill tacks on another point to make it 42-0 Churchill. That touchdown drive was brought to you by Destiny Games. So Churchill gets ready for another kickoff. We have 1:33 left to go in the third quarter. Once this ball gets kicked, the clock will remain running should we have an injury, unless we have an injury, timeout, or touchdown. And number 32, Dominic Canellis, will have his hand at a kickoff. A booming kick down to the right side will be returned from the Wayne Memorial 10. Evans takes the ball, breaks a tackle, takes it out left. Big hit to the Wayne Memorial 25-yard line, where they will take over possession at the 25-yard line. So we will see number 10, Wilson, remain in the game, as well as the Wayne Memorial starters. And it looks like Churchill's starting defense is still on the field as well. We had a late holding on Wayne, as the refs had to remind us that they are still here. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Wayne 14-yard line.
First down, Zebras from 13-yard line.
So this will be most likely the final snap of the third quarter. Wilson under center. It's a fake handoff to his running back. He tries to cut it out right. Tackled. He lost the ball late. They're calling him down by contact. It'll be about a 2nd down and 5 coming up. As we roll into the fourth quarter, Churchill has a commanding 42-0 lead. And we look to put a bow on this one. We'll take a quick break. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.
It takes. And sometimes all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up.
See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time. What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Okay, everybody, it's time for another game of Who Wants to Volunteer in Your Community? Let's go to Ella in Santa Monica, California.
Hey, wait, I don't want to volunteer.
Well, I have a feeling you'll change your mind when you realize how much fun volunteering really can be. In fact, Ella, we've asked your entire algebra class here to tell you more.
Wait, you did what?
Take it away, class.
Hey, Ella, we've been noticing you lately in algebra class.
You have?
I'm feeling some love here.
Yeah, and we were thinking that
Welcome to the fourth quarter here in Wayne, Michigan. Wayne Memorial has the football. Wilson tries to take the snap, runs out left, loses about 5 yards. We'll bring up 3rd down and 6 on the play. Check that, 3rd and 11. So we've got a running clock here as we look to count down the final quarter here in Wayne. We'll try to give you score updates too as we finish this game out. Wilson in the pistol, takes the snap, looks right, throws right to the out route. Number 8 was the intended target. Pass was incomplete. He was open. Number 8 is Carlos Smith of the Wayne Memorial Zebras. Couldn't quite haul his pass in. Bring up 4th down and 10. So Wayne is going to opt to punt, down 42-0. A high punt, but he fielded it. A very low line drive kick. It's going to take a Wayne bounce, but didn't get a lot of distance. We'll be down at the Wayne 38-yard line where Churchill will set up shop, where I'm sure we'll see some of the backups play. And as a first and only senior year player on varsity, these games and these moments you definitely cherish and you relish as you get to see the field. And I mean that seriously. You feel for the guys that may not be as talented as the starters and don't get to see the field as much, and they get to have their moment and their time on the field. And that's exactly what we'll see. Abdul Khan is going to be your starting quarterback from here on out. And we've got backup receivers and tight ends on the field and offensive linemen. We have a score update coming up next. Abdul Khan takes the snap. It's a handoff to his running back. I'll get the number in just a moment. It was number 20. Tried to carry it right. Was unable to do so. Nathan Perez on the carry. No gain on the play. We have a score update in Stevenson where it is Belleville 35. Stevenson 6, as that game is almost going to move to a running clock. We've got a close one in Dearborn where it is 17-15. Dearborn Pioneers over John Glenn in the fourth quarter, as both teams aim to try to win their first game of the season. We had a late personal foul against Wayne at the end of that second down carry, which will bring up first down and 10 for Churchill at the Wayne 24-yard line. Kahn gets the snap. It's a handoff to Perez again, off left side, bounces left, runs towards the numbers, picks up about 5 yards. A late flag comes in, another late flag comes in after a gain of about 4. Indication against Livonia Churchill. Looks like it was an illegal block against the Chargers. Or rather, it was 2 unsportsmanlikes on each team, so never mind. So we will replay 1st and 10. Ball on the Wayne 24-yard line. We are down to 8 minutes and ticking left in the game. Kahn barks orders. Sets in, takes the snap, handoff to Perez. Up the middle, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, down to the Wayne 13-yard line, and is brought down. Where it'll be 1st and 10, Churchill, from the 13-yard line. I've got a score update in Dearborn-Fordson in just a moment. Another handoff to Nathan Perez. No gain on the play, maybe a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up. Rather, in Franklin, not in Fordson. In Franklin, we are tied 14-14 in the fourth quarter. That game could be nearing overtime. And both those teams are 0-1 as well. Abdul Khan takes the snap, dropped the football. It was a free ball, and the Zebras have recovered. So Churchill does not score in the red zone, and the Zebras recover it. Will take over from their own 14-yard line with 6:30 and ticking left to go. That change of possession is brought to you by Oak Lanes. So Wilson under center in their wing T-type formation. Fake handoff to the running back. They try to split it out wide to their wing back to the right side. Tackle for a gain of about 2. Once again, this online broadcast presented by the authority of the Livonia Churchill Chargers football program may not be retransmitted and reproduced, nor any descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Second and 8. Davion Wilson under center. And we have movement up front. It's going to come down to, was it on Churchill or was it on Wayne? It was a false start on Wayne. It'll move it back 5 yards. 2nd and 13 coming up. due to the anticlimactic finish of this game, we're not really going to have a post game. We will tell you that Churchill had a slow start. Both teams kind of had a sluggish start. A lot of penalties in the first half. Churchill blew it open in the second quarter. Added a few more in the third. And we find ourselves 42-0 late in the fourth quarter. Wayne Memorial takes a handoff right up the middle for no gain. 3rd down and 13 coming up. Join us next week at Belleville, where the Chargers will play their toughest opponent yet and what might be their toughest opponent all season long, as we will call it a meter stick game. We will find out where these Chargers stack up against the state's best. That's at Belleville. Broadcast starts Friday at 6 p.m. on your home for Chargers radio network. We are down to 3 minutes at Wayne. Wilson in the pistol. It's a throw. Looks, throws to the left, incomplete. Targeted to number 11, Evans, who's been quite busy as one of the busier zebras for Wayne tonight, who's ran the ball, caught the ball, and fielded kick returns. We are down to 4th and 12. As Wayne will look to punt, it looks like. And they will. This time it'll be number 20, Kenneth Starkey, back to punt. Churchill has 2 return men back there, but they're not going to need them as the ball goes short to the Wayne 26-yard line, where Churchill will take over the final drive of this game. And we might just see a kneel down at this point.
Churchill started his drive on the 27-yard line.
This change of possession is brought to you by Rav Staffing. So Levi Timberlake is actually going to take a few snaps here before this game comes to an end. He's going to carry it out left, where he will be tackled after a gain of about 4, bringing up 2nd down and 6 with less than a minute ticking left to go, as this will be the final snap of week 2. Can you believe that next Friday will be 1/3 of the Churchill season? I cannot believe it. It goes by so fast. We've got a false start on the play. Half the offense moved, half the offense didn't.
False start against Churchill.
This final call is brought to you by No League Home Improvement. Churchill goes into Wayne Memorial. After a penalty-filled and riddled first half, they scored a bunch of points in the second and third quarters, propelled themselves past the Wayne Memorial Zebras to start out 2-0 of the 2024 MHSAA season. And these Chargers win their first road game of the year, and they spoil Wayne Memorial's home opener of the season. Before we close out the broadcast, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors in unison. Team Rehabilitation, Hemlock Insurance Group, Bill Brown Ford, Phoenix Theaters, Truck Central, Preferred Dental, The Big Smile, H&R Maintenance Company, Mark Chevrolet, Leo's Coney Island in Westland, Motor City Chicken, Shook Heating and Cooling, Destiny Games, Oak Lanes, Rav Staffing, and No Leak Home Improvement. Join us next Friday at Belleville at 6 o'clock when your Chargers take on the number 1 team in the state, the Belleville Tigers, for one heck of a matchup. My name is Eric Kassar. This is your home for Churchill Chargers football.